Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to discuss a story that is deeply profound, shattering. Even, this story challenges our conventional views on fairness, suffering, and even the limits of supernatural powers. It is a classic illustration of how karma truly operates. The paradox of an enlightened saint. Let's dive straight into the most baffling part of the story. In Buddhism, an Arhat is someone who has severed all afflictions and escaped the cycle of rebirth. They should be the embodiment of peace and liberation. Right, yet the protagonist of our story, the small hunchback Arhat, met a tragic end. He starved to death. How is this possible? Despite reaching the highest level of spiritual attainment, he carried a strange and bitter karmic debt, chronic hunger. It wasn't just that he had a large appetite. It was as if he were cursed. He simply could not manage to get food into his mouth. Even in the Sangha, the monastic community, where food is usually shared, bizarre things would happen to him. When it was his turn for a meal, the food would run out exactly as he reached the front. When devotees came to offer alms, they would somehow overlook him entirely. It was as if the universe had conspired to keep him hungry. When even divine powers fail, as he grew weaker, the Buddha's greatest disciples tried to intervene. But what followed shows that there is a force more stubborn than even the greatest supernatural powers, siddhis. Ananda, the Buddha's attendant. He compassionately collected a bowlful of food for the hunchback. But on his way back, a pack of wild dogs suddenly appeared and snatched the bowl away. Maudgalyayana, foremost in supernatural powers, he thought. I'll use my powers to fly the food directly to him. But as he descended, a massive flock of crows swarmed like a dark cloud and devoured everything in an instant. Sariputra, foremost in wisdom, he managed to place a bowl of food directly in front of the hunchback. But the moment the hunchback reached for it, the bowl slipped through the floor and plummeted to the center of the earth. Sariputra used his powers to retrieve it and try to hand feed him. But the hunchback's mouth became sealed shut, as if frozen. The disciples were stunned. Why would a holy saint endure such agony? The hidden secret, a debt from the past. Only the Buddha, with his infinite wisdom, could see the root cause buried in the distant past. He revealed two pivotal past lives of the hunchback. The cruel son, many lifetimes ago. He was the son of a wealthy merchant. Being extremely stingy, he grew angry at his mother's generosity toward the poor. He locked his mother in an empty room and starved her for 7 days. Before she passed, she begged for water. He maliciously mixed ashes into the water instead.
The result, in this final life, he was starved for 7 days and finally died after being offered a bowl of ash water, the only thing he could swallow. The spiteful monk, in another life. As a monk, his greed led him to insult other practitioners, calling them hungry ghosts. This single malicious phrase resulted in 500 lifetimes reborn as a hungry ghost. The 3 laws of karma. This story isn't just a legend. It's a demonstration of a universal physical law. Karma isn't a judge punishing you. It is an objective, precise reaction to an action. Even after hundreds of kalpas, the karma created does not vanish. When the conditions meet, the fruit of the deed is returned to the doer. From this, we can extract 3 basic rules. Like attracts like. He made his mother hungry. He suffered hunger. The nature of the cause determines the nature of the effect. Personal responsibility. You cannot plant a bad seed and expect someone else to harvest the bitter fruit. You are the sole owner of your actions. The multiplication effect. A tiny seed can grow into a massive tree. A small, intentional act or thought can ripple across many lifetimes. Reflection for the modern day. What does this mean for us today? Whether we believe in it or not, this law operates every second. We are the architects of our own joy and suffering. Our tools are our body, speech, and mind. If even the wisdom of Sariputra and the powers of Moggalliyana cannot stop a ripe karmic fruit, then our only real power lies in the present moment. The question we should ask ourselves is, starting today, what kind of seeds am I planting? How can I create a future of wisdom and kindness for myself and those around me?